my friend. Welcome to your next step inside the Dinner Rescue Club. This is a big one. This is where the rhythm starts to take shape. And listen, before we go anywhere, let's just level for a quick second. Let's do a quick gut check together. Right now, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you honestly feel about making dinner most nights? Like, if I were to show up at your house at 5:15, how much energy would you really have to cook something? I want you to be real here. There's no shame. Would it be an 8? Feeling good with time to spare and maybe even excited to try something new? Or are you closer to maybe a 3? You're dragging yourself to the stove, hoping nobody asks what's for dinner because you don't even know yet. That number that you choose right now, that number matters. It tells us something deeper. It tells us how sustainable your current dinner system really is. Or, honestly, even if you have one yet. And if that number feels low, don't worry. That's exactly why you are here. But I want you to write down that number so that you have something to compare to later on as you go through and implement what you're about to learn inside this module. Because what we're about to do is take all of that low-key pressure, all that buzzing decision fatigue, and get it out of your head and onto paper. We're not aiming for a perfect meal plan here. We are building a repeatable dinner rhythm that actually fits with your life. Once you do that, even just for dinners, you will be shocked at how your brain starts to quiet down. This is more than dinner. It is your first shot at breathing room, like realizing it's Tuesday and dinner's already handled. No panic, no last-minute grocery run to the store right after work, just dinner done. Now, you've probably heard the phrase before, mental load. But if you're not sure what exactly that means, let me paint a picture. You wake up, and before you've had coffee, your brain is already going. You're thinking to yourself, what's for breakfast? Did I sign that field trip form? Is there milk left? When's that dentist appointment again? Did I RSVP to that thing? Do we have anything for dinner? Oh wait, did I move the laundry to the dryer? Are we out of bananas again? Now add in 27 spontaneous questions from your children like, why do clouds form? Where's my toothbrush? Do horses dream? Where are my shoes? Why do I even have toenails? And if you are anything like me, on a good day, you can laugh and you can roll with it. But honestly, on those hard days, you snap. You shut down, and then that mom guilt creeps in. You're thinking, why did I snap? I should just be more patient. I wish I was more fun. And that guilt spiral, it doesn't help. It just adds more weight. This is why we're starting with dinner. Dinner is relentless. It doesn't care if you're tired or burnt out or on your last emotional thread. It shows up every single damn night. So instead of trying to reinvent it every single time, we're going to build something that's repeatable. A rhythm, one that works for you and your people. And I promise, once you feel the relief of having just one area of your life on autopilot, you'll start to want to apply this same rhythm method everywhere. So by the end of this module, you are going to create your first real dinner rhythm, plug in the meals you already make, align them with your weekly energy, that's the key here, and get one solid meal down for each night. This, it doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be impressive, it just has to work. Now, here is a note for any of my perfectionists out there. I want you to listen up. If you are someone who heard meal plan and immediately thought, I'm going to make 7 totally new dinners that are healthy, made from scratch, and Instagram worthy, welcome to the club. I see you, I am you, and I love that energy. I really, really do. But also, I need you to slow your roll. Here's why. A study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology found it takes 66 days to form a new habit. That's 2 months of repeating the same thing over and over. That means if you build some complicated plan right now where every night is a brand new recipe with gourmet flair, your brain is going to quit by next Tuesday. So instead, we're building something you can actually repeat, not something that needs to be remade every week like a wedding cake. Now, I just want to share a quick story with you. I don't know about you guys, but truthfully, I have never been great at sticking to a workout routine. I have downloaded all the popular fitness apps out there with great intentions, and I'll start one of those challenges on the app. You know, the ones where there's like 60-minute workouts every single day, like it's like a bikini summer type thing. But you've got to do things like burpees. I hate burpees. You've got lots of complicated moves, and it's zero motivation for me. It never lasts. But then I found this app called Studio Era. The workouts are much shorter. They're about 30 minutes. You do them every other day, so not daily, and you walk the day in between. You can easily modify the moves. You don't need anything fancy. You just need some dumbbells. You need like a booty band and a yoga mat. You get into the workout, you work hard for those 30 minutes. They're really simple, doable moves, and then you're out. There's no fluff. And honestly, for the first time, it felt doable for me. Not easy, I want to be clear, but it felt possible. So I kept with it. 2 weeks went by and I was still doing the workouts. Then 1 month went by, I was still doing them. Then 2 months, still doing them. And all of a sudden, it became a new rhythm in my life. That's how the best rhythms stick. They feel doable, you don't have to overthink them, and therefore you can do them for the long haul. Just like how we're going to make dinner part of yours. So what is a dinner rhythm really? Let's start with what it is not. It is not a rigid meal plan. It's not a color-coded spreadsheet with 42 new recipe links. And it's definitely not about cooking something brand new every night with jazz music playing and fresh herbs on hand. Here's the difference. A plan is something you have to stick to. A pattern is something that sticks with you. A plan says, here's exactly what to cook on Monday through Sunday, no matter how you feel or what's happening. A pattern says, hey, Tuesday is usually your busy day. Let's plug in a no-brainer dinner that actually works. A plan can fall apart when your kids get sick, the power goes out, or you just hit a wall. A pattern, it adjusts. It absorbs real life and keeps going. Now, a dinner rhythm is that kind of pattern. It's a repeatable structure that aligns with your actual life, not your Pinterest board. It's built around your energy levels, your routines, and the foods your family actually eats and enjoys. It might include something like a couple of theme nights, like a Taco Tuesday or a Pasta Thursday. It might include a frozen pizza night or leftovers on your busiest day. A few flexible dinners that can stretch across 2 nights, like a slow cooker chili. But most importantly, it's about what you can make consistently. This rhythm becomes your autopilot at 5:15. So instead of asking, what's for dinner? You already know what the rhythm says. And the more you reuse and repeat it, the easier everything gets. So no more decision spirals, no more starting from scratch every week. Just simple, repeatable structure that makes room for real life. That, my friends, is the magic of a dinner rhythm. It's not a plan you follow, it's a system that follows you. So, when we start going through your first dinner rhythm setup, please keep this in mind. Make this realistic for you and where you are at right now. If you can only realistically focus on 1 to 2 dinners per week and the rest are frozen pizzas, cereal, and sandwiches, great! Start there. Here inside Dinner Rescue Club, we do not chase perfect dinners. We follow simple principles that work. If dinner is on the table and the family is fed, no matter what that looks like, that is enough. So, quick check-in before we go. If at any point during this process you thought, this seems way too simple, am I doing this wrong? Or maybe you think, shouldn't I be trying harder? Or, how about this one? Other mums probably make fancier stuff than this. Let me stop you right there. You are doing it right. You're building something that lasts. That's not flashy, but it works. And that is the whole point. This rhythm, it's not meant to impress anyone on Instagram or your friend down the street. It's meant to free up your brain at 5:15 when everyone's hungry and no one feels like cooking. So if this feels super simple or basic, good. That means it's working. You're not just planning dinners here, you're stepping into a new rhythm of life. Okay, let's keep going. Let's talk about your current reality. If your week looks like this, 2 frozen pizzas, a crock-pot dinner, a sandwich night, a cereal night, and one night where you just ask Dad to handle it, perfect. Start there. This is not about cooking like a food blogger, although we can certainly get there eventually. I've got lots of great tips coming, but not just yet. Right now, this is about feeding your family without frying your brain. We need to take the pressure off of you first so that you actually have the energy to build something that lasts. Now, let's get one thing straight here. Scrappy dinners count. I'm going to show you how to use things like rotisserie chickens from the grocery store to add into tacos, inside wraps, soups, and stir fries. I'm going to show you that bag salads are great as a base for incredible salads. And I'm going to show you that refrigerated biscuit dough can make amazing pizzas and casseroles. I'll also show you other easy wins for those nights when you just don't have the energy. Because the truth is, there will always be those nights. And that's not a flaw. That's just real life. So go ahead and release the pressure to make the perfect dinner every single night for the rest of eternity. And let's replace that with good enough is great. If the family is fed, no matter what it looks like, I've done a great job. Here inside Dinner Rescue Club, we believe that frozen pizza is dinner, bagged salads are dinner, rotisserie chicken on toast, yep, that's dinner too. And if the family is fed, you've already won. This is not being lazy. This is strategic, because the less pressure we put on dinner, the more energy we have for everything else. So please remember that scrappy counts. We're not chasing perfect. We're building what works. So now let's map out your real life dinner rhythm, something easy, doable, and designed just for you. Remember, a habit takes about 2 months to really settle in and feel like second nature. So do not rush this. Let's build something you can actually stick with as we begin this process. Once we have that foundation in place, then we can layer in all of that fun stuff like batch cooking, freezer meals, kitchen hacks, picky eater tricks, and more. But first, let's make this rhythm your new normal. So before you get started on lesson 1, go ahead and print out the workbook I created for you in this module. You can find that below this video in a PDF format, and this workbook contains all the worksheets for each individual lesson inside the module. I've also separated the worksheets individually into each lesson, so depending on what you prefer, you can either grab them all now and print them out and be ready for each lesson, or you can print them out, just the ones you want, or you can grab a pen and paper and write down your answers in a notebook. It's totally up to you. So, in the next lesson, we're going to start by learning more about what your dinners look like for you right now. And before you start, I'm hoping you're sitting down in a quiet place, your phone is turned off, your kids are somewhere else, and you don't have 6 things pulling your attention in different directions. Because here's the deal. You need a little breathing room to actually think about this, to really envision what you want this to look like in your life. And that requires some honest to goodness mental space. So please print out your workbook, grab a pen, and settle in, and I'll see you in the next lesson.